This is AI.R. Artists in Residence Broadcasting, coming to you once a week from New York City.
Okay.
Project your voice.
All right. Hello, I'm John Cullum, and this is my wife, Emily Frankel.
I think I am. I'm not sure. Are you sure?
Well, yes, I am.
Okay, then we can proceed.
Okay.
Today we're going to do a post for my blog, M's Talkery.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about a situation where we're at a party, a chic party, and lots of friends are there, and people I don't know. And John Cullum, my husband, has to introduce me, and John does not always remember names. What do you do?
Well, Emily, you remember George Washington, don't you?
I cannot tell a lie. I cut down the cherry tree. Did you cut down the cherry tree?
Well, I've done that on occasion, just so that the person says, George, well, that's funny, and then they introduce themselves to you. That's why I say something like, this is Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, John, that's very clever.
Yes.
I remember some pretty shocking misintroductions.
Oh, really?
I remember when you called Angela Lansbury. Who'd you call her?
Angela. I always called her Angela.
Who's Charles Lawton's wife?
Elsa Lancaster.
John introduced Angela Lansbury very briefly as Elsa Lancaster.
And guess what? Emily has never, ever let me forget that.
Well,
tells
my wife is allowed to make digs at her husband.
Oh, yeah.
You want to make digs at me?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
We made a dig because I always remind him. But I really think it's an interesting situation to develop a facility when you're at a party for meeting people one after another and holding on to names. You have to kind of find ways to improvise, like, oh, how are you? You know, Emily. Well, it's wonderful to see you. So you go very fast.
Yes. Well, hello. Oh, you know, Emily. Of course you do. And I cannot remember
yes,
your
we
name.
Met. Yes.
What did it? Oh, yes, my brother. This is my brother, Gene.
No, I was just thinking very practically. Sometimes there are situations where there are actors that you pass on the street, and there are people when you're in a relationship with actors.
You just worked with them.
And they're your family, and you love them, and you see them day after day, after hour. And then you meet them on the street, and you don't know their name. So if I'm with John, I am prepared to say, oh, yes, of course, I know who you are. How are you? So that there's no lull in the conversation.
Yeah, or do you ever say, yes, of course, I know. I've forgotten what is your wife's last name?
Oh, I've done that.
No.
Actually, I have actually said, I don't remember your name. You have to tell me your name, but not with John around.
No, I think that's a very good idea. See, if I say, well, Emily, of course, and then you say, I've forgotten your name, then it's your fault. And I can say,
okay, now tell the truth. Be truthful to the people who are watching this video.
This is a painful subject for me, but go ahead, ask the question.
Tell the truth. Do you have difficulty remembering names, John Cullum? Answer the question truthfully.
Yes, Emily?
My name is Mahitable. You were married to Mahitable Franklin.
Whoa,
Franklin.
Franklin? Mahitable, right? No, I do. I have a great deal of trouble with names. In fact, I have trouble memorizing names if there are a series of names in a play.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I do. I have difficulty remembering, and I have to work extra hard.
Why do you suppose that is? Names don't have logic behind them. They don't have an association.
That's the problem, and I hate to say what I think it is. It's originally came from lack of caring. I just was more interested in observing the people and seeing what they look like, and
I think you do care. I just think you've been in a lot of plays and you've met a lot of people. And you've met a lot of celebrities and critics and interviewers. And
Well, Emily, I think that it's a facility that can be improved if you start early. It's like learning languages. If you start before you're 8 or 9, you can learn them very easily. And
well, you're not 8 or 9, and I
No.
think you do beautifully.
Well,
And I think that you do fine. I just wanted to discuss this as a reality that we have to face. Thank you, John, for talking about it.
all right, Emily. I'm so glad I got your name right.
And this is us. We are signing off. We will see you next week.
This is AI.R. See you next week.